What's up, peoples? It's Aftermath, the Terraformer, returning again to bring you some Sui Mario World. Also water. So yeah, this is the castle land type environment where each and every level uses very similar sprite sets, if not the same exact ones. The mostly same music. Actually, in fact, I think all the levels have the same music now that I think about it. And, you know, they feature things, graphics similar also. Well, I think this might be the only one with actual SMW stuff. So, how does this world fare? It kinda depends on the level. And this is one of the better ones, and the note block's kinda glitchy. Isn't that a shame? Go ahead, grab it. Don't die like one of the special world. Spoiler. I totally did something bad there, but I show the life farms in between things so that you can get an idea at stuff. Just keep track of my lives, because I didn't, and I didn't keep track of the time either. Because pretty much I played from the last castle before this up until, like, half or more of the special world. I think, in fact, I did 1 or 2 levels in the top rung as well, which is scary. And that was like 6 hours or 7 hours. I don't know why I spent so much time on it, but I did. This section, I don't know if there was a section like this in this hack, or if it's Luigi's Adventure 2 I'm thinking of, but I probably did both of those projects at the same time, and that's why I'm thinking it. This is a boss fight. It features Boo, and get used to him, because you'll be seeing him at least one more time, and literally one more time. Don't get too scared. I know he's a scaredy ghost, and he's supposed to be petrifying, but Medusa head he did not to me. It's a pretty easy fight. It just involves waiting and making sure you don't get yourself cornered, like I've not done ever. And also, yeah, that's about it. Just don't get yourself cornered, and you're probably going to have a good time successfully beating the level. It's pretty crazy. I know you'd never guess that that was the purpose of life inside a video game. This is also like VIP 2 in that it has an overworld entirely devoted to a castle. This level, it's like the first castle, I believe. And it took me a while to figure out that strategy, but once you do it consistently, it sometimes doesn't do consistently, but then you get it better, and then you get the mushroom down here, which I kind of like that. It's pretty cool. It's a very tight level, and I wasn't exactly sure if I could beat it, but I never really got angry at it. Like, it's weird. It's like I get far in, but I didn't really ever feel like if I was in the confines of a place where I would have the mindset to yell. I never felt that I would have actually yelled, which is very surprising for me because that's been happening lately, let's face it. And yeah, I just kind of managed. Luckily, I back off. I'm so terrified. I'm like, no, why you put enemy there? No, I don't want to lose this chance of a midpoint. And yeah, so lots of, is this section? No, this is a pretty tame section. Also, the next one, as you can, oh crap, spoiler. You can't tell, you're not looking at the timeline like I am. What was I thinking? I don't know. But anyway, this section has absolutely nothing to do with the last section, but has all to do with this submap. So let's have the skeletons on one tile gaps. Let's have thwomps in high places with also platform. I don't even know. I don't know how to get past that without taking damage. I never did. probably never will. I don't really care enough to keep continuing at it to find out. And our second incarnation of the Big Boo. And you would think that this one would be harder because it has random in it. But no, this was the first and only time I got here. Which, I don't know if that exactly encompasses and makes a thing easier. But to me, it just kind of happens. So, that's what's going on. At least we get a change from the usual music, but at the same time, it's just vanilla boss. This hack does use custom music, I just don't know why it didn't use a more wider variety. Even though that's kind of what I was trying to do with Jump, which fell flat on its ass in that regard. For good reason, of course, because, I don't know, my ideas change a lot and whatnot. My original idea, I think, was to have completely vanilla music, and that's kind of stupid at this day and age. I was just being lazy about the ad music thing. And this level could be a lot harder, but it's not because it's really short. As you can see, there was no edit, and I already spoiled this, but this is in fact the winning run. I know it's hard to tell, but really, yep, the ice physics, this guy just loves them so much, and those bony beetles, you have no idea, they're not even the bony beetles. I don't even know what their name is. That just sounded like I was talking like a guy that sends a lot of hate to my channel at one point. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. It's like so embarrassing. But I was recently reintroduced to his videos, and I don't know, I just talked like that for a second, and like total change up from the last half. Like now we're dealing with conveyors, and it's kind of funny how the second half of one level kind of leads into the next level, or at least in this case, in one other case, I believe so. Again, spoiling the whole game for you, I'm sorry. If it wasn't for these, this section is really easy. Like, all you do is you jump around, you wait for a thing to happen, and then once it happens, you just go. And then there's your opportunity, and then you go, and then you get hit there because of fast conveyors, and you have to jump, and just get used to the fast conveyors. They are somewhat baiting of my existence. I mean, you can kind of get used to them to a point, and I did have to do that more than this, because certain parts of level design don't really allow you to just jump around, and I don't mean spike ceilings, so that's always fun. Actually, I do mean spike ceilings, but not in the way that I was thinking and potentially you were thinking. So basically none of this has anything to do with anything. It's our good buddy Reznor, which I'm glad to see and not glad to see for all the endings of the levels, because you know what? It's very nice to have an easy fight after a hard section, because you don't want to die after a hard section. Because sometimes it just feels kind of fake to, get through a really difficult part of the level and then die to a boss. Was this Mega Man? What just happened there? Oh. Oh, right, because I am not completely and 100% on this editing tactics because I'm a newbie to it suddenly, which is weird, but if anyone has suggestions for this editing style, I'm willing to accept them more than other editing styles, which I am very stuck in my ways, unfortunately, to some people's opinion, and I will not name names, but someone I it's Marky Joe. Spoiler. Oh man, that's what happens when I just have extended period of time and not a whole lot to talk about. I just used invincibility frames there and possibly never got past that. Oh wait, no I did. I am mistaken. That strategy just off the top of my head, and it happens. Welcome to the longest stretch of video, I think. So this part's more related to the second half. I was kind of discombobulated with my sections. Now, there's part of this level that I like, because you feel like a complete badass when you do that consistently. I was never good at edging things, thwomps or plants, and doing that off of a fast conveyor is quite tricky, and then you just kind of get used to it. To which point it's like almost every time, and I forgot to scroll the screen here. Yeah, thank you. I thought I actually didn't there for a second, but I double checked. I made sure all of these were in fact the winning runs, so you don't have to sit through all filler type stuff, and you really have to learn that you do get stuck on the edge of them, and I didn't think you would. I think if you keep holding right there, you will get pushed into the wall. It took me a long time to figure that out. I don't know why. It's not really that hard. You just jump once, not a billion times, and hope that it works. You just jump once when it's coming down. And here's just basically a string of events that I take longer than maybe have to, but considering the fear that was in my eyes, I did not have the eye of the tiger. I in fact had the eyes of the leopard, and I was just too scared to do this any quicker. Until now, I changed my mind a little bit, and this is the first time I get past here without taking damage, this particular one at least. Just figured I'd let y'all know, the hardest Reznor fight in all of the lands. I know it's really tough to say that about a Reznor fight, but it really is the most challenging one that I had to deal with in any ROM hack ever. And it sucks that it was after that section, I tell you what. And obviously y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. It just goes right over your head. Don't y'all worry, y'all little heads. It will be explained sometime, some way in the near future or distant future, depending on the way you look at time, I guess. It's kind of just how it goes. Clearly, I had to do something about my lives. So then I re-entered the stage for some odd reason. Why would I do that? So after I beat this, I remembered that there was a secret exit to the special world, and I didn't know how to do it, so I didn't want to go through all the levels again looking for a secret exit that I wouldn't have found, by the way. So I just kind of saw which level it was, and I was tempted to go through it, but then I was like, I'm just going to get to the midpoint, and it's either not going to be after the midpoint, or I'm just going to have to ram my head against things. That's like the only hard part of this little secret area, except for actually getting it, of course. So I cheated, but did anyone ever put anything past me to do something like that? Special World's quite nice, actually. I know, it's weird, but it is quite a nice world, I will say. Most levels are fairly fun, and to an extent, but not an entire extent. This section right here, died to it a lot, because it kind of doesn't work, because the spikes, they don't come out at a proper interval for that kind of thing, and sometimes you just die. And there is not a montage, but I do show one time of me failing it. I don't really show montages for this. I show like the bare bones minimum. Oh, I said it because I was about to jump on a bones guy. So funny. I know. I totally did that by accident. Well, actually, it was by accident, but I don't know why I had to pause there. It's like a dramatic pause, only it made no damn sense at all. So this level is kind of just like it introduces wooden spikes in the mix of the hard levels or something. I don't know. A lot of these levels just feel so similar, but at the same time I was supposed to be praising it. And again, it's a second half with fast conveyors. I never would have guessed that, even though I didn't really. This level is like really easy compared to the last one especially, but yeah, it just kind of goes, like, the only hard part's Kamek, and that really only screwed me over a few times, which I feel quite happy for. Yep, that's like the second incarnation of Kamek, except this part didn't have ice physics, which is pretty surprising, because pretty much all these levels could have ice physics, because really no logic is put into why, just makes it harder. Almost died there. That was nice. I have a habit of sliding after I finish. I have died that way. Just never in recording, luckily enough. Or unluckily enough. I guess that's kind of all for you to decide. Once again, we have a glorious, very nice cutscene that includes the text from previous entries. Still don't know why that happens. Still thinking about buying Bandicam, but I'm not sure. And this part, this text, is really funny because it's kind of sexual and it's kind of terrible, but it happens. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just reading into things horribly, but it counts kind of like that. And it made me giggle the first time through, and after like 4 hours of playing, I think that's saying a lot. Here's the outtakes, which, you know, they're gonna happen so quickly that I can't really commentate on, like, you know, but you'll see some pretty funny deaths. A lot of them happening near the end. So I guess I'll start my outro now, which will go on for about a minute and a half or something. Yeah, there's actually a lot more of them than I can, like, kind of keep talking, I guess, but I kind of have ran out of things to say, especially since I have a black screen. Not completely a black screen. I can see the timeline, I can see little clips, but I cannot see the actual video playing. So, yeah, morganatic marriage. I kind of forgot how the Sui Mario 2 and Sui Luigi went, because I wouldn't be starting them too soon. I want to finish some more projects, but basically, yeah. Is it, like, I'm pretty sure you said they were better, but is it more of, like, what I'm liking, or is it more, like, is it repetitive as all, is what I'm saying, because this one kind of was a little too repetitive, and it's a very glaring issue, and I'm sorry for the insult, but it's true. It's not really an insult if it's true, or is it? I don't know. See you guys.